Hello and welcome to the first edition of the Getting Started with SINUMERIK Access My Machine OPC UA series. Today we're going to talk about licensing. First, we're going to talk about the P67 short option code and the various article numbers that you may need to order depending upon your hardware as well as on your region. Next, we'll talk about how to purchase the license that you desire. We'll move on to identifying the target system memory card serial number, how to obtain the certificate of license after purchase, generating the license key with the Web License Manager, and finally installing the license key on the target system. Here you can see that we have two different line items. If you have a SINUMERIK 828D or an 840T solution line control, and if your CNC software is greater than or equal to 4.5 Service Pack 4, then you may be interested in purchasing the article number here or the one furthest to the right, depending upon your region. If you have a SINUMERIK 1 control instead, you're in luck because all CNC software versions support the OPC UA server. In this case, you can purchase either the article number that you see here or the article number all the way on the right. Next, we'll get into how to purchase this license. Now, if you have a preferred Siemens sales channel, my recommendation would be to go through them as you normally would. However, if you don't have a preferred Siemens sales channel, we have a new tool that is very useful, and this is called the Machine Tool Software Store. You can access the store by going to this website here, which I'll make sure to put in the description of this YouTube video. Now, once the Machine Tool Software Store loads, you can see various tiles for different products. The products that we're most interested here in are Access My Machine OPC UA for the 828D and the 840, as well as Access My Machine OPC UA for the SINUMERIK 1 control. Now, the demonstration today will use an 828 control, so I'll go ahead and learn more about this particular product. After clicking Learn More, you'll see a new page will load, and there are some key features and benefits that you can peruse at your leisure. The next thing that you can do once you know that you would like to request a quote is add to cart. Now, once you add it to your cart, you'll have to do one more thing in order to actually generate the quote. So once this loads, I'll show you there is a combo box here that says select payment type. You're going to click down and make sure to select request quote and then check out. You may need to log in to do so, but all the prompts are fairly self-explanatory after this point. So now moving on, we get to the identifying the target system memory card serial number section. So here, what we need to do is first ensure that our current access level is user in SINUMERIK Operate. That's going to allow us to, one, view the serial number, but then also install the license later on once we actually have it. So what we're talking about here is we are talking about going first to your menu select screen and then over to setup. Now here on setup, you can see that my access level already is user. What I'm going to have to do is to hit this extension key in the bottom right until I see the license page. So I'll hit licenses. And now I can see already the serial number of my CF card is as shown on the screen here. I think I have another slide that I want to view next. So next, you can see one more step if you wish to do so, which would be to export your license requirement. So I'm going to demonstrate to you how to do that if that's something you want to do. The first thing you're going to need is a USB stick. So you'll plug in your USB stick to your actual device, and then you can click on Export License Requirement. After clicking this, you'll see that there's a USB stick installed. Go ahead and click OK. And it says data saved under USB. It happens real fast. Now, once you have that USB stick, you can plug it into your host PC if you wish to, and you'll see that these couple files were generated. If we go ahead and right click, you can see the information included in the file here. The ID of your memory card serial number is listed right here with that key. Now, if you look further over, you can actually see the missing software licenses. So this could be useful if you wish to order any software licenses that you've activated a trial on. So in my case here, you can go and see missing license options. I have these two license options set, but not licensed. So if you've already activated your trial license on the OPC UA server and have decided that you do want to purchase the option, you will see that that is listed in your license requirement. So moving forward now, how to obtain the certificate of license after purchase. So now that you've made your purchase, what you're going to see is that you'll get an email from the online software delivery utility within the Siemens group. Now you're going to be directed to a website from which you can either download the certificate of license or you can go directly to the Web License Manager website. Now, getting into some of the details, the email is going to look something like what you see below here. You're going to have a link to the online software delivery system, and you're going to have login data below. You're also going to have your order information and your bill of materials. The next thing you have to do is make sure that when you get to the online software delivery website that you go to log in here with that red button. And once you hit that red button, you'll see that you have the opportunity to log in with your credentials. If you've logged in before, you can use those same credentials, but if you have not, then you'll use the email address and password from the email. So from the email, they'll give you a temporary password that you can use. Moving forward, once you get in to the online software delivery system, you'll have to select your user type or role description, as they say here. Most of us are going to want to be co-signees. Co-signees are able to download the ordered software and activate license keys. So that's the one that you're going to want. Once you log in as the co-signee, then you have, as shown on that first slide, the ability to directly download the electronic certificate of license or go to the Web License Manager with this link here that's going to copy in some of the data from your electronic certificate of license. If you wish to, you can download the packing list. The packing list is available for 12 months. Now, you don't have to do this, but you can if you wish to. Now, once the equal is available, it can be processed via the WLM. WLM stands for Web License Manager, as you can see below, and further help for the Web License Manager is available at this site here. So again, I'll make sure to put this in the description of the YouTube video, but when you click it, you'll see here licensing of the runtime options with SINUMERIK and SINUMERIK. If you click on this link, you're going to be directed to the actual Web License Manager utility. What you want to do is make sure that it's in English. In my case, it already is, but if it's not, your language is going to be in the top right corner here. Of course, if you prefer Chinese or Dutch, you can click on those. German, rather. If you don't want to translate, it's probably better to make sure that you're in the proper language. Now, you'll see in the Web License Manager that you can go to Direct Access, and that's what I recommend for most people getting started with this tool. You're going to input the license number and delivery note number into this tool and then solve the CAPTCHA to continue. I have an example that I'll show you here of a certificate of license. So once you do download your electronic certificate of license, you're going to get a PDF file that looks something like this. The two pieces of information that they are looking for are this license number, which you'll see here. It usually starts with a T, and the dispatch note number that will follow. Now, there was that other option to scan the barcodes. I prefer usually just to do it the direct way myself. So now we'll move on to how to actually use this Web License Manager tool. Here you can see there's a website. It's the same one that we've already gone to. You should click Direct Access as just shown and input your license number and the delivery note number shown on the certificate just moments ago. Now, what you really need to do correctly is enter the hardware serial number of your device. So this is the same number that we just found when we exported our license requirement. So that's this number here. This is what's going to actually allow you to use the license that you purchased on your target system. So this does need to be correct. But once you do that and continue through all the prompts, you can see at the top there's a login, identify product, select licenses, assign licenses phase. Eventually, you're going to get to the end where you have your license code to install on your machine. So here you'll be able to select licenses. You'll actually see those coming up once you've logged in. You'll next assign the license with the assign button there, and then move on to that final step of generating the license key. When you download the license key, you're able to do it in a couple different ways. You can download a zip file, or you can save a license report. I recommend downloading everything. If you don't get to this step, you can actually always come back using this display license key utility here on the left side of the Web License Manager, but having both doesn't hurt you. You can see on the side here, if you have a SINUMERIK 1 control, you're actually going to have to install your licenses as the zip file. So there's a way to read them in directly. If you have the older controls, for example, the 840 or the current 828D control, then you're able to either read them in or just directly type in the text of the key. So now that we've gone through all of these steps in our agenda, and hopefully you have your license, we'll move on to how to actually install that on the target system. So here, this is the example for an 828D. I have an 828D pulled up already, and I actually also have my license report. So this is the license report that you're going to get after you've assigned the license key that you purchased to your target system. What's notable is this code here. So this is the current license key, and this is what you're going to need. So if I were to copy this like that, and now go back to my main license page, you can see that on this particular system, I'm able to type and I can paste right in there, if I had it in my clipboard, the actual code. So I either paste or type direct. Both of those methods are going to work for you if you have this older control. So 8Q2 and 2N 2AAM AF 2CB. And when you hit enter, it says license key is set. So that lets you know that it has taken it. The next thing that you could do, if, for example, you have the SINUMERIK 1 control, is read in the license key in zip format. So with this method, we're going to click read in license key rather than directly typing it in. And here you're going to point directly at your zip file that you downloaded from the Web License Manager. You don't want to unzip this. You want it in the same format as it was when you downloaded it. And it's best to transfer this on a USB stick. So if you have the USB stick, for example, plugged into interface X203, then you can read it in directly. Finally, once you have completed this process to install the license on the system, we have to set the license. So that would be done in here. You will go to your licenses page all options. And the easiest way to find it is just to search for the text P67. And you'll see that's my first hit. On this system, I have a demo license, so I don't have the box checked, but on your real system, you're going to have a box checked here, and also make sure to set the license. After you set it, it will likely ask you to do a full HMI reboot. The way to do that is either to cycle your power, or you can come back and hit this button here, Reset PO, and carry out an extended reset, making sure to reset the NCK, HMI, and drive system. Well, thank you for watching today. Next time, we're going to talk about how to upgrade the server. You can quickly see here on mine that I have a particular version installed. So here in my setup area, network and OPC UA, I have in the diagnosis area version 3.1.2. We'll go ahead in the next version, next iteration of our series, update the OPC UA server to a more recent version so that you can see that process in case it's one that you want to carry out on your own machines. Thank you for watching. I hope this information has been helpful.